So coming to the what exactly the Solution Architect Associate course will help you here. We'll talk about here is enhance your knowledge and understanding of AWS. What are the different AWS services we have? Now, how do we design the particular service for your business when you have something to be deployed into the cloud? How do we design and how do we plan and how do we scale, like how to scale up or scale down depends on the nature of the business which we are working out, and be an asset to any company, and achieve your career goals by becoming an AWS Solution Architect Associate. Let me open my okay, yeah, I think I need to open my chat window so that I can see your messages. Yeah, thank you. Okay, moving to the next slide here, the prerequisites which we need to understand, or at least we know few of the services or the skills are required to understand the solution architect in AWS is experience in IT infrastructure side and AWS platform. So infrastructure side, how the networking will work and how many units of system that we required in order to run the AWS service and everything. I think those kind of pretty much information we need to have it. If not, if we don't have that information with us, at least we can understand how the infrastructure, traditional infrastructure. I'm not even talking about how the AWS platform is working. So if you talk typical IT infrastructure, that understanding at least you need to have, so that it's good to keep that knowledge and compare it with the AWS services which are being provided, and how AWS is giving saving a lot of money, and what are the benefits which is giving to the user. I think all those things we can compare it side by side, apple to apple, so we can get that understanding of the benefit, how the AWS is working. And we need to know what is a high availability and business continuity and so on. I'll be talking about these terms in the next slide, like probably I'll tell you here itself. The high availability means, let's say if you have the fundamental feature which is built on a software solution or in the cloud environment, and traditionally high availability has a very cost affair. But now AWS can leverage a number of AWS services for high availability, or potentially you can say always available scenario, which means your service should be available at any point of time. And when you give like some of the critical business applications, like banking applications or the finance or the trade applications, which will say like I want 99.99 accuracy or the availability of the system. They don't compromise on the system which is being non-available for fraction of seconds, so they lose a lot of business. So high availability is a major the requirement from many customers or the business which I have seen in my career. Okay, coming to the next point here, I think this is self-explanatory. Like if any kind of assistance is required, any kind of support is required from the Sprintzeal, you can always contact them in any of these forms.
Can I ask a question? Is the high availability,
yes,
is it the same like one of the advantages of AWS in terms of like you said reliability?
Yes, high availability is one of the feature which is given by the AWS. So if you take the typical cloud applications, typical cloud platforms, they'll give the high availability, which means the system should be available depends on the number of the percentage which business requires it. Similarly here AWS give the high availability, which is like always available. That particular system will be available for you at any point of time.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, hope I answered.
It's
Okay.
answered.
Yeah, thanks Patrick. So coming to the next slide here, we wanted to see what are the different modules that we have and how this particular course has been broken down into different modules or the services based on the AWS which is given here. First we'll talk about AWS Overview. And next we'll talk about designing highly available and cost efficient and fault tolerance and scalable system. We'll discuss about all these points in the upcoming slide, and that is the second section in this particular course. And the third section is IAM, and the fourth section is VPC and EC2, S3. These are the services which is being provided by the AWS. It has many services if you check it, but these are the services which is more important for solution architect associate level examination. So we'll concentrate on only those services which are being like required for the certification purpose, and also to gain the basic necessity services to gain the knowledge on the AWS at the associate level. Okay. So in the further slides, we'll talk about all these services one after other. Patrick, would you like to take assessment here?
Yes, I will.
Yeah, sure. So the following assessment help you to check like knowledge check quiz, demonstrations, practice assessment, test papers, and all this. So we'll come to that particular. I think after every session we have these sessions which will see what we have learned, and are we aligned with answers over there. We'll just have a small little quiz kind of stuff, which are 1 or 2 questions per section. Okay.
Okay.
So the next like first session, we are starting with AWS overview, and we'll try to understand what is AWS which is giving here, right? And okay,